be finally live. All right, we are live on YouTube. If anyone's out there already, let me know if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Redwood City, California, where I live, San Francisco Bay Area. 22 minutes south of San Bruno, where the YouTube headquarters is at. Gotta love where you live, right? 68 degrees is what the temperature gauge said on my dash for the outside temperature. I couldn't ask for a better day. Perfect day to take a walk and to talk with my great friends and supporters and subscribers, etc. And talk about another great topic in regards to navigating this crazy modern digital world we all live in today. I'm never going to run out of stories to share, folks. I'm never going to run out of topics. I could live 100 lifetimes and still not come anywhere close to running out of topics to discuss. If you're a YouTuber that's struggling to find things to talk about or to discuss, then I don't know what to tell you. There's plenty to talk about. Plenty to talk about. Let me cross here. Some people are exiting the trail, so I want to avoid them. I am fully vaccinated. I'm sure most people are. These people don't have a mask on. And it doesn't matter. I'm still going to try to avoid people for a little while. Even though most people are fully vaccinated now. You just want to take as much precaution as you can without letting it affect your life, right? I never let the pandemic stop my life in any way, shape, or form. I just took as much caution as possible without letting it affect my life, pandemic or not. So I don't know if I've ever shown you folks, like when I walk in, this is exactly what I see when I walk in. So this is how this trail looks like as you're approaching it, right? Has two entrances. And then there's the way to get in the trail. Well, two walkways to enter, one from this side and one from this side. And it looks like the water is like full today. This has to be like a controlled reservoir or something coming from the SF Bay, because sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's not. And some people are actually, I guess, on some jet skis over there, or maybe some canoes or something, right? Anyway, let's get on in here. Let me see. Is Queen here? The Queen is here, and you're good. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. How's it going, Queen? Hey, Harold's Random Videos. How you doing, bro? Happy Independence Day to you and your family, bro. Hope you had a great one. Actually, Harold, I'm not even sure if you're from the U.S. I think you're from a different country. I think you're from the U.K. or something like that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're still around, Harold. Such a great day. It's a little windy, but it's not cold. It's not hot. It's the perfect weather. I mean, look at this. You can tell how windy it is by the waves of the water. You see the waves there? The wind is pushing it. Just beautiful. I'll let you look at this for a second. Queen, how's the video quality coming through? Can you see it clear enough? I'm gonna wait. We've got somebody coming here. All right. Just gonna wait one more second. All right. Let's keep rolling. Queen says, yes, I see it. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. Before we get to it, folks, before we get to the topic here, I want to just mention a few things at the beginning of this show that I'm pretty happy with the way things have been happening out here on YouTube lately. And I'm speaking personally for myself. I'm happy with some of the changes I've seen. When I say changes, I mean overall changes. That involves things that YouTube has done, things that other content creators have done, and other consumers of content have done as well. Now, there are still some things that I'm not too fond of, but I've just noticed a reduction in the level of stress that I'm dealing with on YouTube nowadays compared to what it used to be. And I'll come out and say, folks, you're in control of what you do and how you handle things, and you're also in control of allowing people to stress you out or not. My body, over the last several years, took a huge toll on it. Well, give me a second here. Somebody's passing by. I'm losing my verbiage. My apologies. My body was dealing with a lot of stress, primarily because of YouTube. The stress took a huge toll on my body. And I think that's why I herniated the disc, and I've been dealing with a pinched nerve and all that stuff for over a year now. And as I started to remove the stress in my life, the pinched nerve started to heal more. And now it's almost completely healed. It still, it still bothers me a little teeny tiny bit, but it's gotten a lot better. And the reason for that is because I don't allow stress to consume me. I don't allow things to get to me to the point of where I get so super stressed out. I just don't let anything faze me anymore at all. Got a few kids coming by, so I gotta be quiet for a second and just get them off the camera. Another thing I want to mention at the beginning of this stream is that a lot of people don't believe in personal development. They don't believe in coaches like myself, or if they believe in coaching at all, it takes them a long time to really buy into someone like myself regarding ways I can help them. And I understand that. I totally understand that. That's why myself, I don't push anyone into my services. I don't hard sell people. I don't, get upset when I run these streams and only a few people are here. I keep moving forward, and I know the right people are going to join me on this journey over the course of time. I will say this, folks, personal development completely changed my life for the better. And I was, if not as skeptical as many of you are about it, still at this point, probably more skeptical. I didn't believe in it at all. I criticized a lot of personal development experts or people that claim to be personal development experts. I even used to criticize Tony Robbins in my younger days. The truth of the matter is, the real reason why I was criticizing him is because I was jealous of him. I wanted to be like him. That's the truth, folks. And until I was able to own that, I was not living at my full potential. I was living the life of being jealous and sometimes insecure and weak, or having weaknesses and all that type of stuff, right? All the type of things that I talk about nowadays that, feminize a man more than make a man masculine. But here's the thing, folks. If there are things in your life that you want to accomplish, and you've tried to accomplish them and you just haven't gotten there, or you keep trying and you're failing, or at least you think you're failing, right? You're not actually failing. You just haven't reached your full potential of success yet. Success happens over the course of time. It rarely happens overnight for most people. Hey, Joe Shipley, how you doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a while. Happy Independence Day to you and your family yesterday. I believe you're in the U.S., right? So success takes time. But most people, especially nowadays, in this very fast-paced, digital, crazy modern world we all live in, people want instant gratification because they see some other people getting instant gratification. Let me tell you something. Anything that you earn by ways of instant gratification is temporary and has a short shelf life. It's not sustainable long term. Let me give you an example before we get to the topic here, okay? A lot of women, when they're younger, they like to, do some risque type of work. Nowadays, they go, or at least they used to go on OnlyFans until OnlyFans changed their rules. But they become webcam girls or OnlyFans. They were running OnlyFans accounts when OnlyFans allowed this type of content on there, the risque content. And what would they sell? They would sell their attractive looks. I'm sexy. What would you like me to do on the camera for you, right? Now, with all due respect, because men and women both age, but we also know that women biologically age faster than men. From a physical standpoint, men, age like fine wine, and I'm not going to say the stereotype of how women age. I don't want to be critical, but it's true, As men get older, they appear more distinguished. As women age, you can start seeing more wrinkles and, it's just not the same. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women that take good care of their health and they're very, very fit. even in their 50s and 60s. But you can tell that they've aged. And even if you had a very fit and attractive 50 or 60-year-old, let's say both of them, were running a webcam business, right? A showgirl webtime business, or sorry, a showgirl webcam business, which is what I'm trying to say. And you had a choice to choose the 20-year-old or the 60-year-old, both very attractive. Which one would you choose? We all know, right? So when you take the shortcut approach, there's a family that's out on this trail and they're in the middle of the trail and they're just stopped. I'm probably going to have to pass them on the left. Sorry. So when you take the shortcut approach, and it may make you a lot of money in the long run, what happens as a woman when you're not as cute and hot and sexy, and you're not able to make the same amount of money doing those webcam shows that you did in your 20s and 30s, right? If you build something that's more sustainable long term, and you don't focus it on just your looks, if you focus it also more on what you have upstairs, once your looks fade, people are still going to respect you. And if you take care of yourself as well as you age, even though people can tell you look older, they're going to say, oh wow, you look good for your age because you're still fit, you take care of yourself, right? So as a coach, I try to help people understand that success takes time, and whatever you're trying to build is not going to happen overnight. And if you put yourself out there like I have and you're just not getting the numbers, even if other people are criticizing you, and telling you, oh, you suck, you only have 3 people on your live stream, or your videos only get 50 views or 100 views, right? Don't listen to those people. Those people are only trying to criticize you because they see your potential future value. Because if they didn't, they see your future potential value, or they wouldn't try to kick you down, right? Why else would they criticize you? So you don't let those people get to you. You don't let anyone get in the way of your success. You just keep on moving forward no matter what. You find a way to keep moving forward, just like I do. I keep going each and every day, no matter what. Now today, I was gonna go hiking with some friends, but the plans changed. They flaked out on me. That happens. So I'm like, no worries, no big deal. I always have a backup plan. I always have something to do. I can always work on something else. I was gonna take the day off of my YouTube channel and my business, but because plans fell through, I said, okay, let's give the people a live stream. Let's keep moving forward. Let's use our time wisely, right? And with that being said, using our time wisely, let's get to the topic of this show today. Same to you, Coach Eli. I hope all is well with you, my friend. It's going well, bro. It is. It is. I'm very happy with the way things have been going lately. Even though, Joe, there are other things that I'm working on to better, like my love life and my business and my YouTube channel. I'm quite happy within myself and where I'm at, and you know, I'm just gonna keep moving forward, and that's what I do, and that's why I share these stories. That's why I'm so open and personable with everyone, because I want you folks to see the struggle as it happens with someone that's experienced at doing all this stuff, right? Oh, wow. It's beautiful. That plane flew right over me. Wow, that's amazing. Going to the nearby private airport, the San Carlos Airport, the city, one city north of Redwood City, where I live. So let's get to the topic here. All right, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail at Bar Island in Redwood City. One of my most favorite trails locally. This is episode number 117. And today's topic is one that's very, very near and dear to my heart. So it's extremely important that you folks understand this, because understanding this is going to save you and spare you a lot of time from your time being wasted. Less of your time will be wasted. So the topic is direct and decisive actions allow less of your time to be wasted. Over time, direct and decisive actions allow less of your time to be wasted. Now, again, what do I say? Less of your time to be wasted. If you're direct and decisive, why does it just not waste any time at all? Well, because here's the thing. Accomplish, whether it's at a business or personal level, personal or professional level, in order to find true love or make a small business successful, get promoted at work, you have to put energy into it. You have to take chances, right? You have to put energy into it, right? And a lot of energy into something and it doesn't get anywhere, it's energy that was used that got you nowhere, right? So we could look at if you take chances and you're trying to accomplish something, even if you try to accomplish it the right way and you fail, there are better things you can do, to give yourself the best chance of succeeding. And even if you fail, as long as your failure got you over a hump and it's putting you one step closer to becoming successful, then I wouldn't really consider that something wasting your time. Even if you put in energy to something and it didn't pan out, it's on its way to panning out. Hey Adelaide, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Wind is louder than me? That's not possible. Queen, I can hear wind in the mic? How's that? wonder if it's, hold on. Give me a second here. Can you hear wind now? Give me a second. Is it working better now, Queen? And how long was that happening for? Now it's better. You can hear it. You can hear it better now, Queen. I don't know if my microphone disconnected from the plug here and it went onto the iPhone mic. I think that's what was probably happening. Monica, can you introduce yourself and let us know who you are? Please let us know how you found out about this channel. I do not tolerate any trolling here, and we don't know who you are. If you care about the audio quality, then you care about the content. How did you find out about me? And be honest. Because we don't tolerate trolling here. So, I don't know how long the audio was distorted by wind. Folks, I have this plug into my iPhone 12 Pro Max that allows me to plug in auxiliary power and a 3.5mm jack, because the iPhones don't have a 3.5mm jack. They haven't had a 3.5mm jack since the iPhone 6. So sometimes this thing might disconnect. I've got 2 wires hanging off of this thing on the side, and it's quite heavy. So is it still okay, Queen? Can you hear it okay? Am I coming through decent? Like, okay, when I tap the microphone, look at me here. When I tap this, do you hear a sound? Do you hear a sound? Boom, boom, boom. I want to make sure the audio is coming out of my headset mic and not the onboard iPhone audio. Yes, it's good. I understand, no problem. My name is Monica, and I just ran a search for a life coach, and you have topics that interest me. All right, Monica, your name is Monica, and you ran a search for a life coach, and I have topics that interest you. Okay. I'm not trying to be rude, Monica. There are a lot of trolls out here that say the same things. But there are a lot of life coaches on YouTube that have way more subscribers than I do, and are going to appear in the search at a higher relevancy than myself. So it's kind of hard for me to believe that you were looking for a life coach and I have topics that interest you. Do you have social media, Monica? Do you have a YouTube channel? I can't check it out here on my phone. Or are you just a consumer of content? Do you have any questions? What questions do you have, Monica, that made you seek a life coach? Do you need help with something? Feel free to ask. I can tell when people are trolling. They ask questions in a very trollish way. People that are genuine, you can tell when they are sincere. So anyway, there's a story, folks, that I'm going to share with you regarding a woman that I went on a date with recently. I mean, I've gone on some dates recently. I haven't shared everything with everyone. I share things when they make sense for a particular topic. But this is where being direct and decisive comes into play, especially for you guys out there when it comes to dating, because there are a lot of women that are going to try to waste your time or get something else from you or seek validation and lead you to believe that they're going to be with you when they just want someone to talk to, right? They just want you to be their therapist or something like that, right? I've encountered many women like that. But in this case, this woman was actually a pretty good woman, very nice woman, well raised, had great manners, and was, fairly attractive and, just a decent person. And she really liked me. She was attracted to me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. We talked on the phone, 3 or 4 times before we met up. Because I want to make sure that, hey, we're on the same page. We're looking for the same thing. I'm looking for a romantic relationship. I want to make sure, hey, do you like what you hear? Do you like my personality? Do you like my tone of voice? Is the conversation flowing? Are you rushing to get off the phone? Or when I try to end the conversation, you try to keep it going? That shows me that you're interested. Oh, I know, I don't want some Molly go lightly type channel. Bigger channels don't pay attention to chat much. I'll just watch quietly a few days and comment. Well, Monica, I'd like to know what you were looking for a life coach for. What do you need help with? I'd be happy to answer some questions and give some feedback. No need to sit around and watch for a few days. If you're on a live stream, you're seeking a life coach, obviously there's something you're curious about, something you're trying to accomplish and you're not having success with it. Maybe it's an insecurity you're trying to work through. Please feel free to ask questions. That's what we do here. We help people. I personally help people, and so do my moderators. My moderators are good people. There's no drama happening here. So, getting back to the story of this woman. So, she seemed great. She really liked me. I told her I'm looking for something romantic. So is she, right? I told her I'm a very affectionate guy. I need to be with a woman that's very affectionate and not afraid to express it. She goes, I'm very affectionate. She says she also likes hugs. I said, that's great. You like nice long hugs or short hugs? I was, kind of just, having fun with her before we met. Nice long hugs. Hope you give me one when you see me. Okay. Sounds good, right? So everything sounded great, right? You want to pre-qualify talking to your prospects, whether they're, dating prospects or business prospects. When you're getting to know people to work with in life or to date, etc., you want to get to know them, right? Take the time to get to know them, but also look for the signs that's going to allow you to withdraw yourself quicker if the signs of the red flags are there. So you're not wasting too much time. You keep moving forward, but if you hit a roadblock, if you hit a point in the conversation and the woman hesitates to answer something pretty common, or you just start to get a feeling like something is off, at that point, I would ask her about it, and depending on how she responds, you decide whether you move forward or not. If she continues to hesitate, then cut your losses Stop wasting your time and move on. You got to be direct and decisive. You also have to let these women know, guys, and same with you women when you're getting to know men. You have to let the other person know, hey, this is what I'm seeking. Are you looking for the same thing? You know, I'm curious to know, right? Are you looking for the same thing? Nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of times people don't ask questions. You know why people don't ask questions? Because they fear if they ask too many questions that the person they're getting to know is going to eliminate them. That's a possibility. But at the same time, that's what would have been meant to be or to happen if you're not compatible, right? Why would you have a fear of asking someone a question and risk having them eliminate things working out between the two of you when if you let that go and you continue getting to know them and that comes up 3 months down the road and they eliminate you or you eliminate them at that point, you just wasted 3 months of your time. I tell people, don't be afraid to ask questions up front. Don't be afraid to always get yourself eliminated because other people don't see you as someone they want to be around or work with or date. You want to find out as quickly as possible the level of attraction someone has for you. If it's regarding dating, or the level of interest someone has of working with you, if it's a collaboration, if you're a YouTuber, an entrepreneur, or some other type of business project, right? It's better to be direct and decisive from the very beginning and risk being eliminated than letting something go. If you have this gut feeling that something's wrong and you let it go because, like I said, you fear the person eliminating you, if you ask them, it's probably going to eliminate you down the road regardless, because it will come up at some point, like I said. So why waste your time? Why not get to the point quicker, right? You don't want to hijack my show? Listen, Monica, I'm just going to be upfront with you. Either you ask your question, or I'm going to have Queen Helen Casey ban you, because I think you're trolling. Don't sit here and play games with me. I'm direct and decisive. This is the way you treat everyone. We're in the middle of my show. I welcomed you with open arms, and you're trolling, ma'am. Queen, do me a favor. Go ahead and just ban Monica. Get rid of her. We know who that is. You tell me your thoughts, Queen. How much nicer can you be to people? You see, I've always been direct and decisive. I get to the point. I'm not going to waste any time. If something seems off, I'm going to call them out. I'm going to call them out. You know the group of people where that troll came from. Queen. It's pretty sad to me that mid-30s millennial just can't get enough, right? Because he has no other content. So he has to continue sending his cronies to try to stir something up because he has nothing, sir. You're going to get nothing from me ever again. So, you want to keep coming in here on your socks? Queen will keep banning you. Queen, that's the mid-30s spoiled entitled millennial and his girlfriend trying to troll me because they're looking for drama content and they're not getting any from me. I haven't watched any other videos, Queens. I don't watch any drama videos at all anymore. Like, I'm just not interested. I'm so focused. I'm so laser focused on bringing more positivity into this world and truly helping people that it doesn't faze me. Queen, it's very, very windy here. Are you able to hear me right now? Is the microphone still working properly? I'm just curious to know. I'm almost at the end of this trail here. Some birdies over there. Queen says, yes, I hear you. Thank you, Queen. So like I said, why not take your chances sooner? If you feel something is off with someone, or if you're getting to know someone, let's say for a relationship like I was mentioning a little bit ago, and something is important to you, why wouldn't you talk about that important thing or those, very important things right out of the gate with somebody that you're getting to know? You see, a lot of guys don't do that because they know women are quick to judge and they'll eliminate you, right? And that's true, right? But the right woman that really wants to get to know you is going to be open to answering anything, right? So if you ask questions and the woman says, like I've said in the past many times, what is this, an interview? What is this, 20 questions? You've got your answer right there. She's not for you. She's not ready to date, in my opinion. She's not open. Or she's not in a good position to be open because she fears if you find out certain things about her, it's going to be a deal breaker for you. And it probably would be. So her reacting that way is a telltale sign that she's not the right fit for you. So why prolong it? Be direct and decisive. Ask any question that means something to you. I've had to talk with women and say, look, I've come across 3 women lately that are reborn Christians. You're not a reborn Christian, right? Listen, I'm not trying to get in your pants right away, but I want to be with a woman that's romantic and open and affectionate when the time is right. And I'm not going to marry anyone that I haven't experienced intimacy with. I've had to get to the point of where I'm that direct. If you have to be that direct, that's fine. And if some women eliminate you over that, then they're not the right fit. The right women will be understanding and say, hey, yeah, it's the modern crazy dating world, right? I'm happy you're asking a lot of direct questions, Eli, because that's the best way to get to know people at a genuine level. All right. I'm coming up to the observation deck. We're going to stop here for a few minutes. Just relax before we head on back. I feel I powered through the first part of this trail pretty quickly. Where are we at? We are at 43 minutes, and I know the first 10 minutes I wasn't doing anything. It took me about a half an hour, a little over half an hour. That's not that bad. It is quite windy. It's very, very windy. You can see the ripples in the waves. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot complain one bit. Let me see here. Yeah, it's so funny, Queen. It's so funny to me. You know how desperate people are to suck you back into drama when you haven't talked about them at all, and they try to come to your channel and troll you and suck you back in. It's because they have no other content. Because they can't come up with an endless amount of topics like myself. It's pretty sad. It's really sad. So, yeah, let me continue the story with this woman. I'm going to continue the story when I start walking back down here in a second. But yeah, when I met up with her in person, and she lives an hour and a half north of me, so I made extra sure that, you know what, there's going to be a very good chance this was going to work out, right? I took the time to get to know her a little bit longer by phone. We had like 3 or 4 phone conversations. They were like 2 or 3 hours each. They were good conversations. I'm not going to lie. Everything seemed right. But guys and gals, remember the saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If it sounds too good to be true, if the person is so nice, when you have a woman that's so overly nice, right? There's always something. There's a reason for that, right? And I didn't see it within this woman when I met her. I didn't see it because it's not something you could see very easily, right? It's not something you're going to see until you meet in person, right? So I almost had no choice but to take a chance, right? So let me come back down past these people that are on the side, and then I'll continue the story. Give me a second. All right. So what happened when I met her in person? Well, we met to go take a walk. I drove an hour and a half just to meet this woman for a couple hour and a half walk. It wasn't really a hike. It was just like a walk at a recreation area. Kind of like similar like where I'm at here, but not as beautiful and not as, deep into the woods. Now, we're not really deep in the woods here, but you kind of get that feeling because we are in nature, even though we're not that far from the city life. Let me move out to the side here really quick and let these people pass up. While we do that, let me just show you folks the nature over here. That was the same family that we passed up earlier. Man, they're like being tourists out here. This is a walking trail / hiking trail / biking trail. They're being tourists. Going very, very slow. That's all right. So when I when I met up with her, I told her, I said, hey, you like big hugs. I'm gonna give you a big hug when I see you. You cool with that? She's like, yeah. I can't wait. So when I met her, I went to go give her that big hug, and it wasn't that long of a hug. It was a quick hug. And I could read her body. She didn't feel as comfortable as she was telling me. On the phone, this woman was telling me, I feel very, very comfortable with you. You're making me feel very comfortable. I'm like, okay, I'm quite surprised that for a few days you feel very comfortable. And I'm a good guy. I know how to talk to people. And yes, there's, a true saying that, hey, some people with their words can naturally make people feel comfortable, right? And I'm one of those people. But I know with women it's different. But she said she felt real comfortable. But when I showed up in person, I could tell she was, not as comfortable. So I backed off. We started walking. We were talking about things. And I figured, I'd try to give her a hug down the road, right? We'd stop somewhere and look at the scenery. I'd give her a hug. I was trying to test to see if what she was saying on the phone, she said she was feeling, was matching how she was feeling in person. And so far it wasn't. Now this story is not going to end up the way you think it is, folks. Many of you that have been following me for a while have heard some of these stories. Most of you are thinking that this woman has no attraction for you in person. That's what I thought too. And I would have been cool with that, but that wasn't the case. I never saw this coming, right? Sometimes even if you're as experienced and well-versed in dating as I am, a woman like this pulls one on you, right? And she wasn't trying to pull one on me on purpose. It's just this is the type of woman she is, right? So what happened? I tried to hug her again, and she just didn't hug me that long. When you try to hug a woman, you try to rub her back a little bit, right? See if you start to enrage the fire within her, right? Because you're looking for something romantic and you're looking to see if she feels it for you, right? Nothing wrong, even on a first meeting, right? Especially after talking with her on the phone for days, and she kept telling you, I feel so comfortable with you, I can't wait to see you. You're a handsome guy, and you have a way with words, and blah, 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 right? That's what this woman was doing, right? And I kept testing her. That's why I talked to her for days, because it's hard to believe, right? Now, she did mean it. But what happened? What happened in person, even though she meant it, right? How did I find out she meant it? I said, let me ask you something. Is there something off? Like, is there something off? She goes, no, why do you say that? I said, your body language. I said, I'm a very intuitive guy. You see, I'm being direct and decisive. Your body language is telling me that you don't feel comfortable. Oh no, I feel comfortable. No, you don't. Why do you say that? Because I went to hug you a couple times after you had told me on the phone that you want a nice big long hug when you see me. I tried to give that to you and you backed off after a few seconds. But you're telling me now that you feel comfortable, yet your actions are showing otherwise. Well, I just haven't dated in a while. I've been single for a while and this and that. I understand that. But maybe you just don't feel something. Maybe you don't feel the same, I said, as you did in person. That would be fine. We can end this walk right now and we can walk back to our cars and leave, right? She's like, is that what you want to do? I said, what I want to know is, do you feel differently now that you've seen me in person? Because if you do, and you don't feel the same, connection, maybe you don't like the way I look, maybe you don't like my personality, we can end this right now and no problem. You can go and find someone that's going to be more compatible for you, and so can I, right? She's like, oh no, you're a very handsome guy. Are you just saying that because you're with? No, I wouldn't just say that. I do feel you're a very handsome guy, and you're a good guy, and you're a great listener, and you're a great conversationalist, and I've loved our conversations, and you make me feel so comfortable. Well, you say that, man, but your body language is showing me otherwise. I went to give you a hug, and you didn't want to hug me that long after you had told me you wanted me to hug you for a while. She goes, and we had talked about this on the phone. She goes, well, my mother raised me to not be direct about my show my romantic feelings. I should always let the man come to me. The man should always, come to the woman for everything. So what you're saying is your mother raised you to wait for the man to chase you. And if you feel like chasing the man or taking initiative, even if you feel that way, you don't feel right doing it because that's the way your mother raised you to be. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. This is like one of the dates I've been on, right? This woman says she's attracted to me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Any woman like that would be making out with me and would be doing some other things, but not this one, right? So I said, okay, if you feel that way, I get it. But let me tell you something. In the modern world of dating, because women are independent now, right? They don't respect men that chase them. Even though women say they want you to chase them, when you chase them, all attraction is lost. She goes, well, I'm different. Like, I am capable of having those romantic feelings. And I do think you're an attractive man. And I do think that, we've had some great conversations and this and that. And, I really want to get to know you, and I really feel this is going great. I said, man, I beg a difference. I didn't call her man, I called her by her name, 11 bucks, right? So, like I said, I told her, I said, look, if I were to chase you, because that's what you think you want, once I would do it, it would turn you off, guaranteed. She goes, how do you know that? Like I'm different, like I'm a different type of woman, I was raised different. I said, so you're saying that even when it comes to romantic stuff, like, kissing a man and stuff like that, you want the man to take the initiative, which is fine, but you want the man to chase you, even though you may feel something and you want to show some affection, which is the way it usually happens. Women will show men a sign that they want to be kissed and stuff. You don't want to show that sign, you just want to wait for the man to do it. She's like, yes. So you know what I did? 5 seconds later, I tried to kiss her, she turned the fucking cheek. At that point, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I didn't leave yet, I tried to, okay? I'm like, there's something seriously messed up with this woman. And she's not, like, emotionally messed up or anything like that. It's something that happens rarely, but it still does happen. This woman has a structured belief system. After she turned the cheek, I said, see, I told you so. She starts to laugh for a second, but not really, She's like, what do you mean? I said, you said you wanted the guy to take initiative. I did it exactly the way that you wanted me to do it. Now, I didn't do it because that's how I typically handle things. I did it to prove a point. You see what happens? I chased you, you turned the cheek, right? She's like, well, I just, I'm just not ready for that. Well, ma'am, you said you're attracted to me, right? Are you physically attracted to me or are you not? Oh, I am. You're a very handsome man and you're a good guy and this and that. And what's the problem? What the hell's the problem? I didn't say what the hell. I was being calm, right? I was trying to have a rational conversation. A logical conversation with an emotional being. And I felt like I was just slamming my head into the wall, a brick wall. Like on one hand, this woman is saying, you're an attractive man, you're a handsome man, I like everything about you. I also want to be chased, and I want the man to just, when he's ready to kiss me, to just go for it. I did all that. I you still turned the cheek. So, man, you're really not attracted to me. No, I think you're a handsome man. Then if you say I'm a handsome man and you like me, you feel comfortable with me, like you've been telling me, and I went for a kiss, and you turned the cheek, what do you think that's telling me, ma'am? She goes, well, I want to take the time to get to know you. I don't do that right away. Do what right away? I don't get romantic with any guy right away. I said, so you have a structured belief system, right? Like, let me ask you this. Do you have wants and needs romantically, ma'am? You've been single for a while. You've come across a good guy that you're physically, mentally, and emotionally attracted to, right? I drove an hour and a half to come and see you, which is no problem. I said, I'll just drive back, right? And you don't feel any type of romantic feeling that you want to show me to give me a sign that you're interested. She's like, is that what it takes to show interest nowadays? Well, ma'am, I'm looking for a romantic relationship. I thought you were too. I said, I'm here walking with you because I want a romantic relationship. That's what I thought you wanted, right? Ma'am, I can go take a walk or go hiking with the guys, and it's no different than what we're doing right now. So why am I going to invest time in a woman if there's nothing romantic happening, ma'am? I wasn't being angry right now. I'm pretty passionate, right? But I was being very calm, right? I was just speaking logical sense to her, right? And it went in one ear and out the other. She wasn't being rude. She just has a structured belief system. I don't think she intentionally tried to do this to me. But I think when we were talking on the phone and she was telling me how comfortable she feels with me and she wants the romance and intimacy and all that, I think she automatically assumed that I was going to be cool with her controlling when that happens. And it's not about controlling. It's not about either one of us controlling when it happens. It happens naturally. If it's naturally meant to be, and it feels naturally right for a man and a woman to be close, and one side, wants to hold off, that's starting the natural flow of aggression. That turns me off. I'm out. Peace out. So I told her, I said, well, that was nice. I wasn't angry. I was even talking to this tone of voice. It was a very soft tone of voice. I said, well, I think we should end the day and just move forward because we have a very structured belief system. And it just doesn't work for me. So you want to end the day, you want to walk anymore and spend more time with me. I'm like, man, I'm looking for something romantic. I am too. I just want to take it very slow because I want us to get to know each other. I want to get to know you a lot better before ma'am, I'm not going to put up with that. I'm a good guy. We talked on the phone. You said you liked the conversation. You said I'm a handsome man. You felt comfortable. You led me on to believe that it was worth me coming an hour and a half. Now, I wasn't expecting to sleep with her or anything like that. But at least something, like a long hug or a kiss. At the end of the day, this is a woman that has a structured belief system. And her mother indoctrinated her into that system. And she cares about what her mother and other people think about the romantic decisions she's made. Probably has to do with what's happened to her in the past. And then I found out more about her. I found out that she had her first kid. This woman was 38. She had her first kid at 17. And then she had another kid with a different father. And I think they had 2 kids with the second father. then she told me that she hasn't been with anyone in 9 years. I can almost actually believe that. Because if this is the way this woman's always been, the guy she had kids with, she probably withdrew intimacy from them. Or probably wasn't as open intimately to be intimate, often in the relationship, which is a part of a relationship, right? So I started to see all the red flags, but I didn't see them all until I was with her in person, because this woman, I'm not saying she did this on purpose, this is just who she is. Like, she wasn't trying to screw me over. She was being very nice and sweet and just everything flowed, right? But again, in person, you see the true colors. She has a structured belief system. So guess what? Now, add something else to the pre-qualification list of talking to a modern-day woman. Okay? First conversation. I'm looking to be with a laid-back lady. I don't want to be with anyone that has an overly structured belief system where, the natural flow of progression is not going to be able to happen. So I've got to be more upfront with these women now, because I've been encountering women that are reborn Christians. They want to wait for marriage. And they don't tell people that until, 2 hours into a phone conversation. Thank you. Sound check. Queen, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Queen? I don't know what's going on with the sound. Can you hear it now, Queen? How long has it been like that? I think for some reason it keeps cutting back in and out to the onboard microphone. Let me try to do something here and see if this will fix it. Let me see if I can put some less pressure on this wire. Give me a second here. I think I have a fix for this. Give me a second. Just a second, please. Queen, is it better now? I think because the actual microphone was disconnecting. There's always going to be a little wind even with this actual windscreen here. Give me a second. Sometimes you just have issues and you got to come up with fixes on the fly. You just have to remain calm, right? Queen, is it sounding better now? Let me know. I'm going to wait here until you respond. Can you hear me, Queen? Just waiting to see here for a second. Now it does temporarily. Temporarily? What? More specific, Queen. I don't know what you mean temporarily. No wind or wind? Let me see. I'm just going to wait a second. Sorry about that, folks. Let me do this. Let me unplug this. I think the cord will be fine. I think what's been going on is the cord has been getting disconnected because there's a lot of pressure on it from the wire. I have it taped up, but I need to retape it. That's what happened. So I'm coming up with another fix right now. It's been good for the most part though, right, Queen? Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to just make this a permanent fix. All right. All right. So is it good now, Queen? You were hearing wind, not me. It was probably the onboard mic. How long was it happening for, Queen? Were you able to hear me for a while? It just started cutting out after a while. Was that it? But can you hear me now? There's a lot of wind blowing into the mic right now. Are you able to hear me now? For 20 minutes? Jesus Christ. Well, I may have to redo this stream tomorrow. Again. Because that's just not good. That's not going to be doable. It's not going to be viewable. But is it working fine now, Queen? Is it sounding okay now? Because there's wind that's coming in. Just curious to know. Yes, now it's okay. Yeah, I think I know what the issue is. I need to retape the other piece and find a way to keep the two wires hanging on it at the end from dragging it down and pulling it out of the socket, out of the lightning port. So I know what's going on. So we're good. So anyway, I guess we'll just leave this stream up and people can forward through it. So this woman has a structured belief system. It's something that is pretty much impossible to figure out unless you meet her in person. The problem when you're meeting somebody in person, the problem is when you're meeting somebody in person an hour and a half away, that's a 3-hour round trip for something not panning out. So you're going to pre-qualify someone like that as best as possible. If it works out, it's worth the drive to spend time with them and date them and do all that, right? But if it doesn't work out, you just gave up 3 hours of your time plus the time you spent out there. So, 4 hours, right? Because I was only with her for about an hour. The funny thing is, she was telling me, like you keep telling me like you want to, you want me to leave, or you want me to you want to go back to the car and go home. I said, yeah, because you're not attracted to me. You're not feeling anything. She goes, that's not true. I think you're a good guy, and you're very handsome, and I want to get to know you. Seems like you don't want to get to know me. I said, ma'am, you're not showing any signs of affection. She's like, does that have to happen in order for things to move forward? Yes, ma'am. This is called dating. I need to see a sign that you have a romantic interest, or I'm never going to see you again. And it should be the same thing for you. Like this was, and here's the thing. I wasn't even frustrated at all. Like I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Like I just wanted to get rid of her. And I wasn't even trying to be mean to her, because I don't think she's a bad person. She's just a very structured woman with very little experience in dating at age 38. And she lives at home with her mother too, which I'm not knocking that. But it sounds like to me like this woman has had pretty much, and she wasn't even asking for anything monetarily, but it seems like this woman has pretty much been coddled to a certain point in her life where she's pretty much set in a certain way of doing things. Now, fortunately, she doesn't seem like a gold digger. She's not a gold digger. She wasn't trying to get anything from me. But everything else regarding her behavior was saying that, she's a mama's girl and still is at age 38 and does everything according to how her mother says, even at age 38, because she lives in her mother's house. And she had told me that she, lives with her mother when we started talking. I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. But I didn't realize how much of a problem it actually was until I met her and found out that, because of how her mother has taught her to not chase a man, let a man chase you, let him show the affection, not you. Until I showed up in person, I didn't realize how important that statement she made was, that she lives at home with her mother. I think I've gotten to the point of now where if a woman is living with her family and not independent on her own, I'm just not going to talk with her. Before that, I was pretty open to whatever, right? But hey, women look at us men for being independent and having our own stuff, right? In this modern world of women being liberated, if you don't have your own stuff, I guess from this point on, that should be considered a red flag. Give me a second. How has the sound been, Queen, for the last 5 to 10 minutes? Are we still pretty good? I think I've taken the pressure off of the dongle. I'll have to go back and check out the replay and see how bad it is. You were trying to get my attention so you're telling me for 20 minutes? It sounded pretty windy. The sound is still good. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what the issue was. Yeah, the pressure of the power cord was pulling down the dongle. I have this Belkin adapter. It's a long adapter. And it has one side goes into the lightning port, And on the other side, you can plug in a 3.5 millimeter jack for a headset with microphone, and then there's also a lightning port to charge your phone at the same time. And I like to use external power to run these streams, not just off my regular iPhone battery, because the battery will last longer, will last years longer when you use external power. This is the only adapter that does that. But the problem is this adapter has a long, cord thingy from the lightning port to where you plug in the other accessories. So I tried to tape it down so it wouldn't bend and pull it out of the socket. But I guess even with the good tape job I have, there's just too much weight on it. So it kept pulling it out of the socket. So I had to redirect one of the cords to make it less heavy. This should not be an issue from this point on. Hey, you know what? Sometimes issues happen on the fly. And you deal with it and you just keep pushing forward. But folks, tonight, I'm going to do a stream from the studio at some point. It's probably going to be around 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Maybe a little before that or a little after that. I'll set it up when I get back to my place. And it's going to be involving structured women. Because I feel this is very, very important. I know there are more women out there like this. I mean, there are women that I've encountered that say they do want to take it slow, but they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that, like, when they're messaging you before you even talk with them on the phone, or they'll tell you on the phone. This woman did not tell me she wants to take it slow or anything like that on the phone or through messaging on the dating app, on the Match.com app where we met. I think maybe she had done that in the past and the guys never met her, so she probably tried something different this time. Who knows? Or maybe she just doesn't think about this subconsciously. Or consciously. So I'm going to do a stream on structured women. Or structured people in general. But this more so applies to women because there are far more structured women out there that have hang-ups with intimacy, right, than men do. Some men have hang-ups, but it much more happens with women, right? And you guys out there that are looking to find someone, you know, someone that's not open to receive love, intimacy, right? Sex, intimacy, lovemaking, whatever you want to call it, kissing, holding. Like, why in the world would any man want to be with a woman? Why would any woman expect a man to be with her if there's no intimacy? Why would any woman want to be with a man with no intimacy, right? There's a serious problem with people that are closed off intimately. There's a serious problem. It's a natural biological thing. I've just never encountered a woman in my life that told me I'm very handsome and you're a good guy and I like who you are, I like your personality, I like everything about you. And then I go to kiss her and she turns a cheek. I go to hug her after she says she wants a long hug and it's a short hug. I've never met a woman like that. That was just, that was just a weird situation. And again, like, I wasn't even pissed off. Sometimes I get a little frustrated if I go meet a woman, if it's a little bit of a drive, and it doesn't work out, right? With this woman, I wasn't even angry. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to leave and come back home and just be by myself and just, do what I do by myself. I just didn't want to be anywhere around her, but I wasn't triggered at all. And I'm still wondering to this moment why I wasn't even a little upset. I guess part of the reason was because she really isn't a bad person, and I don't think she intentionally tried to screw me over. I just think she lacks a lot of dating experience. She's a mama's girl, and she's not independent. She is definitely not an independent woman. She's dependent on her family to survive, to live, and she's dependent on her family to tell her what to do regarding even her relationships. I think that says that her family, her mother and father, maybe more so her mother, has raised her and her sisters and brothers to do everything that the mother and father says, even when they get older. It's like a control thing. It's like controlling your kids and molding them to be what you want them to be in every single way, with no flexibility, even when they get older. Wow. One of those women was very, very, very attractive. I do love women. I love beautiful women. I love women in general, But I gotta tell you, nowadays, especially over the last 5 to 10 years, maybe even more so the last 2 years, 2.5 years that I've been single, I have never seen a dating market like the dating market over the last 2 to 2.5 years. More so even the last year. It just keeps getting worse. It's just unbelievable. So anyway, I'm not gonna go to the other side. I'll go work out a little bit more at my place later. All right. Audio still good, Queen? Let me know when you get a chance. Get your final questions, comments, or concerns in, folks. We're about to go off the air. Yes, it's good. Thank you, Queen. Yeah, so I figured out what it was. And thank you for making me aware, Queen. I appreciate that. I'm gonna wait and see where this guy goes. Okay, he's just cutting across, not coming on the trail. I will exit. Thank you for visiting Bar Island. Folks, be direct and decisive in all aspects of your life. Don't let anyone control you. You're an individual. You make your own decisions. You don't have to conform to anyone's wants and needs or agenda unless you choose to. Now, for the right woman, I'm willing to make some sacrifices, and I'm sure the right woman would make some sacrifices for me as well. But in order to find out if someone's right for you, whether it's for personal reasons or business reasons, you got to get to know people by asking questions and be direct. And don't be afraid to ask anything that you sense is off or that is a must-have in order for you folks to work together. So look at it this way. There are things that we're all flexible with, and then there are must-haves, right? You got to put your must-haves out there. Even to your dating prospects. If you're a guy talking with a woman and you're talking on the phone before you meet her, you've got to let her know, hey, you seem pretty cool. I want to get to know you, but there are some things with me that are non-negotiable. Let me go around this way. Let's do this. There was somebody coming over there. I wouldn't get in the way. Dude's on the phone. So we all have must-haves. Without those must-haves, it's not going to work out. So why not ask that question? It doesn't matter how hot the woman is, guys, or how hot the guy is, ladies. You want to be with someone just because they're hot, or do you want to get along with somebody? And have a hot person, too, as a bonus, right? It's a brand new van. A lot of the dealerships here in Redwood City are on this side at Bar Island. It's called the Boardwalk. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. Before I go, once again, be direct, be decisive. Stand up for what you want. Stand your ground. Don't be afraid of losing someone because something is important to you that's necessary in order for that relationship to work out. A lot of people will just overlook so many things just because they see an attractive woman, or a woman will see an attractive man. They will overlook certain things. I don't. Do I want a physically attractive woman? Who wouldn't want that as a man? What woman wouldn't want a physically attractive man? I would rather have an average-looking woman that's a good person, that has similar qualities as I do, than have a super hot woman that's just not the right fit. That's interesting to me. How's my sunroof up? I didn't even know my sunroof was up. Maybe I hit the button by mistake. All right, folks, we're getting out of here. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you later from the studio. Take care. Bye-bye. We're out. Peace out.